Abuse VQ, stay locked in.
You already know where we at, squad. We got everything hooked up. I meant to shoot a vid before I even dipped from the shop down bottom, but we in the next shop. Y'all already know what time it is, baby. Came to see my man Frank. Yeah. Let's get that exhaust completed, Mo. That shit was sounding hella loud. It's crazy. You should be good now. Mo Two Headers going to give this shit more kick than an Asian dude. Let's go. Coming together, squad. Coming together. Just loaded my front joint up here. We gonna get this portion in here. We wavy, team. I already know. Alright, squad, so just picking up from where we left off. So with the new header setup, right? The only drawback is that where the O2 sensor bongs are located, it's way further than where the harness and the O2 sensor joint itself would reach. So what I ended up doing, like I said before, was I picked up the downstream O2 sensors. I also picked up the Nice Formants. Damn, I think I threw the bag away, whatever. But I picked up the Nice Formants O2 sensor extenders. The only problem is the connectors on those joints don't match up with this, nor does it match up with the harness for my year, make, and model. So what I ended up doing was cutting the tips off of the harness itself, like the extended harness that came from Nice Formants, and ended up individually soldering, like cutting, splicing, and soldering each line wire pretty much by color for the most part. Did it like that, and yeah, team, once we got it done, we used the heat shrink individually for each wire to cover the solder that we did there. Then we used a bigger heat shrink to cover all the wires. So we're looking good. This should honestly be it to extend all the way from the rear of the downpipe to connect it to the harness up front. So we should be good off that. I got my spacers in there already. Just wanted to keep y'all in the loop. Let's go install. All right, squad, just want to give y'all the up close now that we got the working stuff done and we out here. See how that's done. Cut up, looking good. And see how they did have to cut my joint to shorten it a little bit. So this could work. But yeah, looking good. I'm trying to figure out how I want to run the harness under here because I don't want it sagging. I want to see how I can kind of use the frame and make it work, but we definitely do have the two sensors extended. So good to go. So we'll start plugging them in and start playing with the wiring to see how we want to get that to sit and how we'll get it to work. And let's go, squad. You already know. Keep me on the loop, baby. Let's go. All right, squad. So this is, for the most part, kind of a rough draft on getting it set up. Still got to get my tape and a couple of the wire covers that I have up top, just so we can cover the wires in these sections that's open but not what have you, and just make sure everything is good. But I mean, for the most part, that's what it is, team. You see, because we got the wire coming through here, and then we got it tied up there. And this had the bracket here. We just let that come forward, being that this is the shorter one, straightest route, longer one went over here. So that's how we went with it, squad. Just so we got it hooked up for now so we can perfect it. But I like it, everything tightened down, and we will get it in. Yo, it's ready. Alright, squad, so just want to keep y'all in the loop. After extending the O2 sensors, one of them got to be wired wrong, because these is technically the only two codes I have that are repeating. So 1168 closed loop bank 2. Let's check that. Replace air fuel joint. But I'm thinking that's a closed loop due to this right here. Heated oxygen sensor circuit low, bank 2, sensor 1. Alright, squad, just finished fixing the O2 sensor. I was just trying to get this shit done. Completely forgot to record the joint. But let's see what we got and give y'all somewhat of that cold start. Take it for a drive, but alright, squad, ain't really drive that far, just kind of put the battery back on and took a ride down the street. But from the last time when my O2 sensors was messed up, the front one and the downstream joint had a check engine light like within the first 2-3 minutes of the car warming up. So I'm assuming with swapping the front, that bank 2 sensor 1 upstream O2 sensor, that's looking good. And then we definitely did the rewiring on the downstream O2 sensor just to make sure that that was wavy. So everything is looking good right now, squad. I just want to take it for a drive a little bit later on and get it popping and see what it feel like. But we look good for right now, so you already know we back in the building. Yo, shreddy. Alright, squad, so I was still getting the same code with putting a brand new O2 sensor on. That's brand new. Y'all seen the box, all of that brand new O2 sensor, right? So now the joint that's getting me is, how am I still getting the same P1168? You know what I'm saying? Like, how am I still getting that code and it's a brand new sensor? So I'm like, let me check the harness. So went through checking the harness. There was no cracks or anything like that in the wires and stuff that I could see. But if you look at that, look at that. If you look at the connector, you can see that there's maybe coolant or something on here that's splashed in here that, let me see if I can get nice and close. There we go. And you can see it's kind of like corroded. So it can't make the proper connection when you hook it up to the new sensor connector itself. So hopefully this will fix it. I'll reset the codes and see what's going on, but this should do it, team. So for the issue, just hit advanced, picked up some electrical parts cleaner. Let's hit it right quick, let it dry, and hopefully that's the fix right there. Let's go. Alright, squad, I just want to keep y'all in the loop. Again, new radiator support. We're just gonna order a new one and call that a wrap, because the way I tried to like jerry rig it and glue it and all of that didn't work. I was just fortunate that the bushings and the bracket, or the grommet and the brackets, like literally just fell right down here on this black panel, like the splash guard. So that was wavy, not a big deal. But now I'm back to the power steering, because you can see it's down here. It's super low. We're gonna have to jack the car up and see what it is and what's going on. Oh yeah, someone tagged me, Mo, and knocked my fucking side view mirror off, and it wasn't a motorcyclist. That's the interesting thing. So it's always something, squad. But let's keep it in the loop. Let's keep it going. Just wanted to keep y'all up to date and let y'all know we still in here. BUVQ, stay locked in.